Mayor Sam Jones with you right now.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of city officials are coming out right now. We're joined by Mobile Mayor Sam Jones. If you can step in here with me. Kind of first things first, how did you find out about what was going on?
Well, I got a call from the police chief and the fire chief telling me about the incident, and we came on down to see what was going on. The chief is saying right now there were 3 people transported with burns. He doesn't know the real extent of it. They've been transported to the hospital. It was really an explosion of gasoline fire is what it is on some barges. They call it natural gas because it hadn't been treated. Gasoline hadn't been treated. Right now they're in the stage of letting it burn out. He thinks the worst in terms of explosions have already taken place. We're still having some release of pressure in the barge, so the fire department will be here to monitor that. There's no damage to the pier. Basically, it's all combined to the barges. There was a tugboat involved. They were pushing barges. I think the tugboat is backed off, and I think they've extinguished the fire on the tugboat. But right now, it's really kind of being watched by the fire department, and they're about to have a press release on it over on the other side to kind of talk about the details.
And any ideas so far how this all got started, how this caught fire, how it blew up?
It's very difficult to know exactly how, but I think the barges was being pushed by a tug. Maybe the friction from that, or even maybe some fire on the tug may have caused what happened to the barges. But I think at this point they're trying to ascertain that, but what they're really trying to do is put a safety perimeter together and watch the fire and make sure that it doesn't move anywhere else.
I mean, what was going through your head when you came out here and you see everything that's going on? I mean, you don't see this every day.
No, you don't. I heard about the explosion, how devastating they were. Councilman Carroll was telling me that they were at least 8 to 10 blocks away from here, some windows cracking, so it must have been some massive explosion. But I think the most important thing now is to maintain a safe perimeter around it and let the fire department try to extinguish the fire, or at least let it burn out. Their idea now is to let it burn out because we don't want to risk any more danger to people or to our firemen.
Well, that's another thing. They keep pushing people further and further back for safety reasons. I mean, do you think this is as far back? Do you think they're going to need to keep pushing people back? Or?
Well, they've determined that they want to keep a perimeter, and that perimeter they think will be a safe place. What we really encourage is people to not come down here. Let the fire department do their job, let them contain this and let it burn out so we won't have even the risk of anyone that's getting hurt.
Absolutely. And my last thing, what do you have to say to the victims, the families? I mean, this is turning into a tragedy here.
We don't know what the extent of burns are. At this point, we're waiting to see at the hospital, and certainly it's a tragic incident, something that we really didn't want to see. But it's something that happens when you're dealing with high-pressure gasoline in barges, and when any little incident happens, you have the opportunity to have an explosion, and that appears to be what happened here. We don't know all of the details. We're trying to ascertain that now. Certainly hope everyone is okay who went to the hospital, but we do know that some of the victims have burns.
And we've heard 4 explosions so far. Well, what I'm hearing is that there's several compartments within this barge that when they heat up, that's when it... Are people still safe, or does this seem like something that we've got them on?
The safest place to be is at home. The safest place to be is to go home, let the fire department do their job, let them monitor it. There's absolutely no advantage to being out here because it's still a dangerous situation.
Thank you so much, Mayor. I really appreciate it. As you heard, the barge, I want you guys to take a close-up right there, a live look. The barge, it is still on fire. This thing could still potentially explode. We've heard 4 explosions so far, the first of which was at 8:30 this evening. We were out here. We saw this explosion. The flames went up extremely high. We're going to continue to monitor this situation for you. And as the mayor just said, the fire department, the police department, they're holding briefings right now as well. We're going to try to get any details that we can and turn it right back around to you. Back to you guys.